Hello everyone, welcome to Keep Learning at the Rate Be Creative. So today's game is Petal Around the Roses and the name of the game is important. So let's begin with the game. We have been given throw of 6 dice and the result or the outcome comes out to be 10. In the next throw we have the outcome as 2 and in the next throw we have the outcome as 8. You need to identify the logic behind these values, that is 10, 2 and 8. How are we getting these values? And as I told you, the name of the game is important, that is Petal Around the Roses. So if you have cracked the logic, then try to solve these problems. So we have 1, 2 and 3. So if you have solved the logic, you will be easily able to identify the answer to these 3 questions. If you have not identified the logic and if you are not getting the logic, let's move to the solution. In the first row, we have the value as 10. Let's see how are we going to get this. As I told you, the name of the game is important, that is Petal Around the Roses. So let us observe first this die. If you observe this die, here we are going to consider the middle dot as the rose and the dots around it as its petal. So here, if this is a rose, then we have 4 petals around this rose. Similarly, if you observe this dice, you can see we have 2 petals around this roses. This is the rose and these are 2 are the petals around it. Then in this die, we have again 4 petals around the roses. Now if you observe, this die has a rose but does not have petals. Similarly, in this die, we have the petals but we don't have the rose. In this again we have the rose but we don't have the petal. So here we have 4 petals, here we have 2 petals and here we have again 4 petals. The total sum comes out to be 10. I hope you have got the logic. Let us check out our concept. Here you can see we have 2 petals around this rose and in rest of them we cannot find either the petal is missing or either the rose is missing. In the last one we have, here we don't have a rose, in this we don't have a rose, here we have a rose and 4 petals. So if we have 4 petals here, in this we don't have a rose, in this we don't have a rose, here we have a rose and the petal around it are 4. So 4 petals here and 4 petals here, total 8 petals around the rose. Now let's see the solution. So in the first one you can see that we have here 1 rose and the 2 petals around it. In this one we don't have a rose, we don't have a rose, we have a rose but no petals. Here we have a rose and we have 2 petals. Here we have a rose and 4 petals. So 4 plus 2, 6 plus 2, 8. So answer to this first one will be 8. The second one, we have the answer as 6. We have 2 petals here, 2 petals here and 2 petals here around the rose. So we have the answer as 6. And the next one, we have here no rose, no rose. Here don't have a rose. We don't have a rose here also. And this two we have rose. So here we have 4 petals and here we have 2 petals. So total 6 will be the answer. I hope you like this puzzle. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe the channel for more such videos.